Did you think that they were eventually going to have to guard Dante Exum out there?
No. I think analytics or, you play the percentages. But the thing about, Exum, he's playing at a high level right now on both ends. And with the injuries, it's giving him confidence. And you can see that, not just shooting the threes, but I thought attacking the basket there in that fourth quarter, getting that layup, not just settling. And again, we've talked about it, his IQ is extremely high. He knows how to play the right way. And with Luka or Kai or whoever he's out there with, those guys trust him. And you saw that with Luka. Again, Luka has probably been, has to lead the league in double teams. He's been double teamed for the majority of the game. And his trust with his teammates, if it's not Timmy, it's Exum. And if it's not that, it's the next guy. And he trusts that the guys are going to make the right play or take the shot. And so tonight, Exum was the one that he was looking for.
Does he get frustrated by that, or is that something that he has to work not to get fed up with?
Get frustrated?
Constant double teams.
I think it's a compliment. It's one of the best in the world. So I think he's got to absorb that. I think he has absorbed that of being double teamed. I think he's a competitor. He wants to win. Sometimes he gets frustrated because, someone might miss a shot or turn the ball over. But I think you can see his maturity has gotten better because he knows that his teammates are trying to do the right thing. And so it's a lot of beautiful things happening right now.
Given how many injuries you guys are dealing with, obviously taking Kyrie's usage out of the mix, what do you think about the way that Luka's been able to handle the load the last couple nights and play 43 minutes tonight, coming off of 44 last night and finish like the game?
Yeah, I think he would have normally, he wanted to stay in the game with 3 minutes left, but we got to figure out how to get him out of the game with the lead. And I felt if the game was tied or we're down 2, that it's in it, he's fresh. He'll be ready to go for the fourth. The easy part would have been to just bring him back as the lead started to go away. But I thought leaving him there, giving him those 3 minutes, he hasn't had a break in the second half here of late. And so also we trust that the group out there that's playing is going to, do their part. So the other thing is, for him to learn how to rest on offense when he gets double teamed. And so that's what he's doing. He's getting double teamed at the top of the floor, and he's just, he's trusting. Once he does that, it's a vanished basketball. But we do want to get healthy. We don't want to play him 44 minutes right now.
What does it say about Lively at 19 years old that you're trusting him to close games and he's coming up with big plays in the games on a pretty consistent basis?
Yeah, just take the age out. He's a basketball player. He understands, how to play the game. He's, very coachable. This was a great test for him on a back-to-back after last night's game, and the minutes and the physicality, and then turn around going from Jaren Jackson to AD, and understanding who he's playing against, 2 All-Stars, and so he's going through it. But again, I think the trust of not just the coaches but his teammates. When Luka's being double teamed, he's also looking for Lively to score or play make, and so it just shows how important he is to his team, but how good he really is.
What did you think of your bench in total? Obviously Tim, but also Rashawn Holmes was able to do.
Yeah, I thought the bench was great. Timmy would carry the low scoring for sure. But I thought the minutes, even though Hardy didn't, shoot the ball extremely well, I thought he was good. I thought Holmes' physicality, giving us second opportunities there. Again, looking at him tonight, we wanted to give him another shot at it, and I thought he was positive. He was good for us, even though Timmy is the one who scored most of the points. That group, in hockey's terms, they were penalty killers. They killed some minutes for us.
Talk about Dante Exum tonight. I mean, big at the end of the game, big at the points overall. How has he kind of evolved into his role into the team, and what kind of impact has he made, not just tonight, but overall?
Amazing. Obviously not just tonight, but I think tonight was his best game. Just simply unbelievable. His pace, his defense, obviously his shooting today. So he's been amazing for us.
Look, half the rotation hurt. You obviously had to play big minutes these last 2 nights. How are you feeling physically, and how much better does it feel that you were able to pull this one out?
Yeah, I don't know how I played. I slept very little today. Everything hurts. I'm getting old, man. But, we got 2 back-to-back wins, which is amazing, especially against a team like Lakers. So I'm really proud of these guys. That's it?
What was the tee about in the last minute there?
Oh, man, I just said it's not intentional. Come on, man, we got to be better than that. It's 40 seconds to go. You can't call a tag on that. I just said it's not intentional. I yelled it, but still, we can't do that. Thank you.
The scoring number was pretty good, though. How much do you feel the need to fill the scoring load with Kyrie out?
A lot, a little bit of, pick and choosing your spots. I knew I was going to come out aggressive, knowing how to defend in Luka, So I just had to try my best to just put a stamp on the game. And when you have any daylight, any shooter has any daylight, and you see the first shot go up and it goes in, the basket feels like an ocean.
Do you have to have a different mindset when you're out there and there's no Kyrie and there's no Luka when you're in one of those lineups?
No, I have the same mindset. I think, for the most part, be aggressive coming off the bench, know what I have to do offensively and defensively. Today was a great day.
Same mindset, but maybe you're looking for the ball a little bit more.
No, not looking. More so my teammates, and my coaches and assistant coaches, more plays, more involvement. I've been around Luka since his rookie year, so I know how the guy plays. Very comfortable with him. We're in pick and roll when we're out there on the offensive end, so we have a great chemistry.
What have you been going through with your back and in that charge you took early that they ruled the charge under review? That didn't look like it helped.
No, it didn't help at all. But out here laid my body on the line, man, for the team. Those 3 charges definitely gave us extra possessions. So it doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but it does show up on the hustle plays when we watch film. And that's all that matters.
And your back is like, did you do something to tweak it again yesterday? What's been going on there? Like, what do you have to do to get on the floor tonight?
Oh, no, just making sure I take care of my body. There's a little bit of tightness. I didn't want to risk anything and go out there and, just stand still and not be involved in anything. If you go out there not ready 100%, you're hurting your team more so than helping them. So just wanted to be careful yesterday and then make sure I came back with treatment while we're at home and get ready for the game tonight.
Those should be steals.
Yeah, I think so too, but we could talk about it another time.
What you charge thing on the NBA stats page?
Oh, yeah? Not on the stat sheet, though. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, on box score, yeah. So, who's number 1? Jalen Brunson still number 1?
I'll look and get that.
Yeah, all right now.
What do you think of Dante coming up, obviously big shot?
Yeah, we saw their game plan going into the 4th. Well, basically the whole entire game, making Dante a shooter. The guy goes in the gym before I get in the gym, an hour and a half, 2 hours before practice. And he's out there with our shooting coaches getting extra reps up every single day when he has the opportunity to. So that's just credit to his work. He's calmed down, knocking down his shot, shooting it with confidence, and that's what we need.
You mentioned that you and Luka have played together for a long time, obviously. How has that on-court relationship evolved? How have you changed, if at all, the way and learned kind of how to play off each other?
For the most part, I think, just seeing what he does in practice, being on the floor with him, starting lineup, coming off the bench, you name it, I've done it. But for the most part, just being able to adapt and the coaching staff having that trust in us, to go out there, perform, and put us in positions where we're reading how the defense is playing us. So once we see that, we kind of know what to do. Well, I kind of know what to do.
Does playing with a playmaker like him force you to adapt more, to be a little more versatile in terms of the situation?
Yeah, because if you don't do your job, he ain't going to pass to you. not knock down shots, man, while you're out there with them, man, for real. And anytime you're out there with a great player on any team, you got to go out there and show them that you're competing. And you're going out there, knock down shots, be aggressive, make the right plays. Not every single possession, but, most of the time. And when you're doing that, the trust builds and builds and builds over the course of time. So.
Congratulations, you now lead the league in charges drawn.
Oh, thank you.
Tim, speaking of knocking down shots, you're 45th on the all-time three-pointers made. You're 7 away from passing a guy you know fairly well.
Yeah.
Your father. Have y'all had conversations about that, or what's your thoughts on potentially passing him?
It'd be a great accomplishment, and it just goes back to the times where I used to beat him in horse when I was in high school in our backyard. So all those times are paying off right now.
Dante, how are you feeling on tonight? Talk about, how you feeling.
Yeah, no, obviously feeling great. I think most importantly we got the win. We got up early and then they fought back. We knew it was a back-to-back, so we knew we had to fight. And they were coming off their tournament win. So I think it was a good, just fighting game, back and forth, yeah.
Did you pick up pretty early that their defensive strategy was going to be to leave you open?
Yeah, I think it started in LA. And then, a lot of teams started putting their 5 on me. So ever since then, I've been, in the gym, just working. And, credit to the staff and even our players constantly just trusting me to, shoot the ball and, just pass it to me. But I think it was just, having trust in myself, confidence to, keep shooting it, even if I missed my first one.
Yeah, and how much, you had to know this was probably coming at some point. Like you said, it did start early. How much is the coaching staff just, dead set on being like, these are the shots you take, and how much does that help?
Yeah, I think, just, how Luka plays and he can find anyone at any point and knowing that their guy's going to help off and go double him, and I've got to be ready. So that's just, I try and put myself in a situation where I can be on the floor. I don't want to be the guy that's, taken out because I can't hit that shot. So it's just something I'm going to work on and continue to work on.
Portland, you mentioned that you needed to let it fly a little bit more on some of the shots that you were turning down. Tonight, did you feel like you took a lot of those shots that you felt you were turning down in the previous game?
Yeah, even in Portland, I think, there was a couple of shots I could have shot, but tonight they kind of left me wide open. So I think, I had no choice. I was forced to, and that was just showing the confidence that I was going to sit there and just shoot it. I think, even, thankful for the, the result. But I think the mindset going forward is no matter, those are the shots I got to keep shooting if they're going to play me like that.
Is there anything throughout this season mechanically that you focused on with your shooting process that has helped you?
No. I think, I've had a solid shot. I do want to speed it up a bit. It's just stuff I'm going to keep working on. But yeah, I want to speed it up if, they do close out strong and I just shoot it.
Have you seen a replay of the Luka pass to you when you were on top of the key?
I haven't yet, but I did not expect that pass to come, so I was just glad, I hit it. And but yeah, and that's, talking about to Luka trusting me, knowing that they're going to help off me, and yeah, just him trusting that if he throws it to me, I'm going to hit it.
You're going to enjoy the replay. It's an enjoyable one. And then the other funny moment between you guys, when you swung it to him and he was actually closer to the half-court line.
Yeah.
So you saw him out of the corner of your eye, didn't realize that's where he was?
No, I didn't even see him. I just, a basketball IQ was just kind of like, that's where the next guy's going to be. And then when I popped back out, I didn't have balance, so I knew I had to swing, and I looked and went to pass it, and I saw him at the half court. So, but he practices those shots. So I said it to him. I said, my bad for putting you in that position. But he's like, I should have hit it. And he said, I should have hit it.
Dante, you shot it well in Europe the last couple of years. What has changed with your shot since your first time in the NBA to now?
I think it's not a lot. I think it's just the consistency of the reps and just being confident. That's just something I've had just figured out, kind of maturity, growing up and playing. I think, I say a lot, I say this to the coaches a lot, after I miss my first shot, I start thinking. But now it's just, I'm just confident. I know I always had this saying, if I miss my first one, I'm going to make the next one. So that's why I try and always fall back on, and I just keep shooting.
Dante, what have you seen from this team in the past few games that you would, amongst the injuries that you would like to see moving forward?
Yeah, I think, we had me and Keith, talked a bit about that kind of second unit where we kind of gave up the lead and just how we can get better, connected better. So I think with these new lineups coming in and, guys being down and, guys coming back in, there's going to be a lot of different lineups and getting used to those lineups. So I think it's just about getting on the same page as quick as possible, but just learning to play with each other. That's going to be the important thing for us.
Off the court, Dante, how's fatherhood?
It's great. I think, we arrived back at around 1 a.m. last night, and she was asleep, and I was just like, can I wake her? Can I wake her? Just so, I could feed her. So I was up late feeding her last night, but, it's the biggest joy in the world. She has no clue about basketball, but she has a smile on her face, and, it just brings joy to me.
Dante, you do so much kind of connecting passing in this offense, whether it's resetting or swinging, as you were saying. How is that different playing off of someone like Luka's getting out the ball in his hands a lot versus other offenses that you played in throughout your life that may operate a little bit different?
Yeah, I think, just being in Europe compared to the NBA, it's a lot different. A lot of ISO ball here. Definitely playing off, Luka, Kyrie, and then obviously back in Europe, it was a lot of sets. So I think it's just learning how to play the game, who you're with. I think a lot of the times we try to attack personnel here, which is, working for us, and I think it's an advantage for us as offensive team. So I think that's just kind of the difference, and just me trying to fit into that where, if I need to, after, it hasn't worked for a couple plays, just getting the ball and say, all right, getting guys connected, getting guys organized into an offense, then that's what I can do.
Yeah, obviously when you're hitting shots like you are tonight, that's one kind of weapon, but do you have to be more dynamic than that? Do you have to be able to offer more, whether it's attacking on drives, attacking versus different kinds of actions, versus just being able to kind of stand still, knock down shots?
I don't know if you've seen, my game. I'm a driver, so, but if they're going to stand, 3 feet off me, I'm going to shoot it. I like to get into the paint. I like to, cause defenses to collapse and kick out to the open guy and make the right play. That's my game, but obviously I'm going to do whatever the defense gives me.